There are thousands of ports outside the United States. And the best part about being a sailor is the ability to go and see and explore these places. And let me tell you, not all ports are created equal. Some are good, and some are not so good. Let's go over my top 5 foreign ports. What's going on, guys? Welcome. My name is Joe Franza. Welcome to the channel. This channel is all about working and living as a U.S. merchant mariner, so if you're interested in something like that, please be sure to subscribe. It really helps the channel. So I've been sailing for pretty much 10 years now, and in that time I've been all over the world. Being a merchant mariner working on cargo ships, it's pretty common that a ship would come into a port, do the cargo operations, and then leave within 24 hours. So even though I've technically been to that port, I didn't get the opportunity to go off and explore the country or the port. So that's not gonna count. In order to make this list, I've actually gotten off the ship and gone and explored all these places. But anyway, let's get started. Alrighty, number 5. Algeciras, Spain. Algeciras is located between the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea. So in 2019, I stopped in Algeciras on a container ship, but in 2017, I spent 3 weeks in Algeciras on a cable ship. Any ship coming from the Atlantic Ocean and going into the Mediterranean, they're going right by Algeciras, so it's a big maritime town. Algeciras was the first foreign port I've ever been to on a ship. So it holds a special place in my heart. Back in 2017, the cable ship, my first job ever, we went to Algeciras, and because we're doing cargo ops, they were loading on a bunch of cable. We ended up staying there for like 3 weeks. So in that time, we really got to explore. And then right next to Algeciras, you have Gibraltar, which is one of my favorite places in the world. Gibraltar is such a cool town. You have the Rock of Gibraltar with all the monkeys on top, and then underneath is it's all these little bars and restaurants, and it's a very cool little vibe. And then also, while we were in Algeciras, right across the strait is Tangier, Morocco. And I was lucky enough to have a weekend off, and me and my shipmate Jeff, we took the ferry from Algeciras to Morocco and spent a whole day in Tangier, and that was freaking awesome. We met up with Sharif. Sharif took us on a tour of the city. We went to all the old spots, told us about the history, brought us to one of his favorite places to eat. Very cool. One, it's an amazing maritime town, and two, I have so many sea stories, and it's such a sentimental place to me. Algeciras had to be number 5. Alrighty, number 4. Odda, Norway. Odda is located in southern Norway, down the Hardanger Fjord. I probably said that wrong. So in 2022, I was on the bulk carrier. We were bringing ilmenite sand from Senegal to Norway. Out of all the ports on this list, Odda, I was in Odda for the shortest amount of time. I was only here for 2 or 3 days. It was very short. However, Norway is one of the most beautiful places I have ever been to. So we came into the fjord at night, so you couldn't really see anything. And then the next morning when I woke up, seeing the fjord and just these gigantic mountain walls and It was absolutely breathtaking. Seriously, one of the most beautiful places I have ever been to. We walked around the town. It was such a small, quaint little town, and everybody was super nice. Shout out to Guta. Guta, if you see this, brother, appreciate you. We met Guta, was one of the crane operators, and he brought us to an American car show of all things. But yeah, everybody was really nice. The whole place was clean. Hands down, one of my most memorable ports, and I was only there for a couple of days. Not to mention, I signed off the ship in Norway. So we took a van from Odda down to Bergen, and that drive was spectacular. When we drove out, we were going up and down the fjords, past waterfalls. We had to take a ferry. It was magical. So that drive out was definitely a cool experience in itself. Yeah, Norway was great. An easy number 4. If you guys are enjoying the video, be sure to help an old sailor out and hit that like button. It really helps the channel. Number 3. Lyttelton, New Zealand. Lyttelton's on the eastern side of the southern island of New Zealand. And in 2023, my ship stopped there for 5 days before we headed down to Antarctica. God damn it. Lyttelton is kind of a suburb of Christchurch, New Zealand, and it is the most quaint, most adorable little town you have ever seen. Our ship was docked right there, and it was only a short walk to downtown Lyttelton. And yeah, such a cool place. All the little bars and restaurants. A main street was super nice. Very, very welcoming place. Eruption Brewing, great place in Lyttelton. Of course, Wonder Bar is a really cool place too. The people were amazing. Going there and just being there for 5 days, I met a bunch of people and they were all super sweet and super nice. Not to mention, from the ship, I was able to walk to the bridle path, I believe it was called, if I remember correctly. And it was a cool little hike up to a ridge, and it was absolutely spectacular.
There's Lyttelton down there where the ship is. And over there is freaking Christchurch, you can see.
From Lyttelton, it was only like a 20-minute Uber to Christchurch proper, and Christchurch is a cool town. Actually being able to go to Christchurch and check it out, it's just like a city, just like anywhere else. No real big skyscrapers or anything like that, but very, very cool place nonetheless. Yeah, a lot of good memories in Lyttelton. All right, number 2, Ascension Island. Ascension Island is located in the center of the South Atlantic Ocean, in the middle of nowhere. In 2023, I was on a bulk carrier that anchored off Ascension Island, and we spent 30 days discharging our cargo. We were bringing gravel, essentially, from Nova Scotia and discharging it down in Ascension Island. And Ascension Island is so small that we couldn't tie up to the Ascension Island, so we anchored out off Ascension Island, and barges came up, and we discharged to the barge, and then the barge would bring it in. So that whole operation took over 30 days. It's such a unique place. I mean, it's down in the middle of nowhere, and the population is like 800. It's super small. Everybody who lives on the island is working on the island. There's so much weird, unique history to the island. There's a ton of research that goes on there. While we were anchored, there was tons of marine life going on. There were sharks and dolphins and tons of fish. Every night when I go to check on the anchor and it's super quiet, all I hear as I walk up the deck is constant splashing and blowholes, and there's just so much marine life that's happening all around the ship constantly. It's nuts. It's like being anchored at above an aquarium or something. It's really, really cool. Taking the launch and going to downtown Georgetown. There was like one bar in town. Shout out to the Saints Club. Hope you're doing good, Mama Sue. And then going to do hikes on Green Mountain. That was such a cool place. After spending so much time there, and it's such a small community, you really felt like one of the islanders, you know, like everybody knows everybody. It was great. It was such a feeling of community. And we were there during Easter, and for Easter we painted the church, which was super nice. I had to give it number 2 just because it's so freaking unique and different. Not too many people have been there before. It's such a cool place. Another beautiful Ascension Island sunset. It's seriously like that every night. Every night it's that beautiful. I can't even talk. Number 1, Singapore. Singapore is located in Southeast Asia, on the southern end of the Malay Peninsula. In 2025, I was on a heavy lift ship, and we went to Singapore to go to the shipyard. We spent a month in the shipyard. So spending a month in Singapore was absolutely phenomenal. I loved Singapore. Singapore is one of those only places I've ever been to where I almost like it more than the States. Everywhere I've been to, every place has its beauty, but I always appreciate home more. Singapore is the first place I've ever been to where I was like, damn, this is almost better than home. Singapore is such a clean place. It felt safe. It's beautiful. There's so much technology, and it just feels so far ahead of its time. Probably the heart of Singapore would be Marina Bay. They have casinos and malls, restaurants. There's always people walking around Marina Bay. And at the heart of Marina Bay is the iconic Marina Bay Sands, which is one of the coolest buildings around. And not to mention, every single night they have a light show on the water. And right next to Marina Bay is Gardens by the Bay. The best way I can describe Gardens by the Bay is it's like a futuristic Central Park. They have all these gardens and crazy looking trees. It's absolutely beautiful. And then there's Sentosa Island, and Sentosa Island is like the vacation spot. They have theme parks and all this cool stuff, but we ended up hanging out by the pool bar, which was lovely. Going to places like this, it's easy to forget that you're actually at work and not on vacation. And probably one of my favorite places was Parkway. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it runs along the river, and there's restaurants and bars, and that's like where the majority of the nightlife happens. Such a fun place, such good vibes. And I promised I'd give a shout out to Magumbo's. While I was there, if I had to say I was a regular anywhere, it was Magumbo's. No matter what I did during the day, I always ended up at Magumbo's. Everybody there, the patrons, the staff, so friendly, so cool. There's people dancing, there's people hanging out outside. Not to mention, if you ring the bell, then you get to buy the whole bar shots and you get your name on the board. Super, super cool place. The owner is amazing. Rick, if you see this, brother, I hope you're doing good. Thanks for everything. But yeah, great vibe at Magumbo's. But the food in Singapore, super good. Great craft beer scene. I found this little place, Smith Street Taps, in Chinatown. They had all the local beers on tap. Really, really cool. Walking around all these places like Marina Bay and Gardens by the Bay and Sentosa Island, walking around all these places, there's hundreds of thousands of people around, and there was no fights or no riffraff, or I never felt in danger. It just felt safe the whole time. And I didn't even see one police officer. There's plenty of eyes in the sky, but there were no cops. And yeah, it was just really cool to be in a place where there's so many people and everyone is just behaving and respecting everything. It's really, really strict in Singapore. And because it's strict, everyone kind of stays in check. But because of that, the result is this beautiful thing of all these people living in harmony and just enjoying spaces next to each other. It's freaking amazing. So yeah, Singapore is an easy number one. Well, there's the top 5 list. Quite the random assortment of places. However, I stand by my list. Be sure to let me know your feedback in the comment section, or let me know your favorite foreign port or your favorite foreign city. All right, guys, that's pretty much my top 5 list. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm still sailing, so there's going to be more ports in the future. But as of right now, out of all the ports that I've really got to explore, those are my top 5. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. And while you're at it, why don't you check this video out of the work I did while I was in Ascension Island. It's a good one. Thanks again, guys.